Hello everyone, welcome back to a Rasa's Creepy Reading. Dolman and me are going to be doing, as for the next 2 days, I'm going to be doing a drinking game by reading Sonic.EXE. Every time I spot a cliche, I take a shot. What we're drinking, well, what I'm drinking, sake.
I feel bad for his liver.
Shut up.
Shall I begin?
Yes. And before we actually really begin, let me just state this. The writer is a narcissist. That is all. Now let's rip this story a new a-hole. While he reads, I'm going to drink and make comments.
This ought to be fun. I am a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics.
And there goes a shot for that. For stating that obvious. That is bull crap and lie. Not everyone's a Sonic fan. And also, some of the newer games do suck, I'll admit.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever played glitchy or hack games before, though I don't mind. I don't think I want to play any after the experience I had.
Take a shot.
It started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I like how you get to explore the towns in it. Until I noticed, out of my peripheral vision, that the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox. As usual,
Okay,
and left.
wait. So he was able to see through the corner of his eye the mailman dropping off the letter, dropping off whatever in his mailbox and walking away. For Lord's sake, so what is he in his living room, his bedroom? What floor is he on?
He has to be on the first floor.
Okay.
I paused my game to go see what I got in the mail. The only thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers and a note. I took it inside. I looked at the note first and realized it was from my dear friend Kyle. Let's just call him that. Whom I haven't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting, though it was weird in how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry.
That was 2 because 1, friend he hasn't seen in a long time. And 2, something's wrong for him sending in a letter like this and not just doing a phone call. Another crappy story in the Boyardee department. Oh my lord, talk about lazy writing.
This is getting weird.
You have not seen the worst of it.
This is what he wrote. Tom, I cannot take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late. And I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me. And if you don't destroy this CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me.
What? The guy who's the mailman? So his friend gives him a game just to tell him to destroy when he couldn't destroy it himself? Was there a reason?
Seems unlegit.
I am not adding a counter. You can count on your own.
I'll wait for you to fill it.
Go ahead.
Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc and you'll destroy him. But do it quickly, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it, please, Kyle.
And the forewarning message of telling him to get rid of the item.
This game can't be that bad.
You have not seen this story then. This is an actual reading. I've heard of the story through summaries. And this guy is a complete asshole for not fulfilling his friend's request. Then again, this guy doesn't do the same thing when I request for him.
Shall I continue?
Keep going.
Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Kyle is my best friend, and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks, I didn't do what he asked me.
What an asshole!
I didn't think that a simple game disc would do anything bad to him. After all, it's just a game, right? Boy, was I wrong about that.
So we know he lives, that's the sadder part. And everything's getting a little blurry, and I finished half the bottle.
Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, I looked at the disc, and it looks like any ordinary computer CDR disc, except it had black marker on it written Sonic.EXE. And it was much unlike Kyle's handwriting, meaning he must have gotten it from somebody else, like a pawn shop or eBay.
Or that crazy guy who's sitting around at a GameStop, or some flea market, or garage sale, or any other cliches you want to use.
I prefer rip-off game salesman.
Okay?
When I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was actually excited to play it, since I am a big Sonic fan.
Hit me. That's enough.
I went up to my room and turned on my computer and put the disc in and installed the game. When the titles screen popped up, I noticed that it was the first Sonic game. I was like, awesome, because, like I said earlier, I like the classics. The first thing I noticed was out of place, when I pressed start. There was a split second where I saw a title image that turned into something much different, something that I now consider horrifying before cutting to black.
Wait. Split second. Question. The next summary is going to give you all the details, but before I take the shot, here's a question. Question, did I just flip you off or just wave hi to you? Could you tell? Could you remember everything that happened? Sorry.
The answer is no.
Get going. No, we're done right now. That's enough. Sorry. I'm almost done with this bottle.
And we've just started.
Keep going.
I remember what the image looked like in the split second before the game cut to black. The sky had darkened, the title emblem was rushed and ruined. The Sega 1991 was now instead Sega 666. And the water had turned red like blood, except it looked hyper-realistic.
Give me a second. Everything's getting all foggy.
Poor.
I know. Really, hyper-realistic. That is the most cliche to use in a creepy story for video games and cartoons. Nobody cares anymore about hyper-realism. Yeah, I know this was in the earlier times when hyper-realism was just being noticed, but it's still stupid and cliched.
But the freakiest thing was in the split-second frame was Sonic. His eyes were pitch black and bleeding with two glowing red dots staring right at me, and his smile had stretched wider to the edge of his face. I was rather disturbed about that image when I saw it, though I figured it had been just a glitch and forgot about it. After it cut back, it stayed like that for about 10 seconds or so.
Bull crap. This guy should have just stopped it now for how it's doing all creepy like.
Shall I continue?
I got it.
Okay. Just want to make sure you can pour straight.
I can pour.
Quick question, how many fingers am I holding up?
3 fingers and a pinky.
He's right. Which is sad. Anyway. Give me a minute. And another weird thing that happened, the save file from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up. I was like, what the?
It's called hacking. Learn it, dude.
What's this doing in the first Sonic game?
Easy. People like to save files. They modded it into the game.
Anyway, then I noticed something off. The background was the dark cloudy sky of a bad Stardust Speedway level from the Sonic CD.
Never played it, so I can't judge it.
Neither can I. And there were only 3 save files. The music was that creepy caverns of winter music from Earthbound.
Why the hell do we have an Earthbound song in Sonic? Those are 2 different game systems. Earthbound was Nintendo. Sonic is Sega. Though, if it was doing this nowadays, Sega would have got their asses sued off.
Only it was extended and seemed to have been in reverse.
Oh, cliche, reverse music.
Excuse me.
Keep going.
And the image for the save file where you see a preview of the level you're on is just red static in 3 lines.
What the hell?
Oh, 3 file. All 3 files, my bad. What freaked me out more was the character select. It showed only Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Dr. Robotnik?
It's called modding. Learn how to use it, you douche.
Now I was sure something was up. I mean, how can you play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game? For crying out loud!
It's called modding. You can do it. You should see all the game mods of Sonic.
Then I realized this wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game.
Called it!
Yeah, it definitely looked hacked. It was really creepy as a smart gamer. I wasn't scared. At least I tried not to be.
Smart. Do what your friend requested and get rid of it. Why play it if you're smart?
I told myself that it was just a hacked game and there was nothing wrong with that. Anyways, shaking off the creeped out feelings, I picked File 1 and choose Tails. When I selected and got started, the game froze for about 5 seconds.
You really need to talk to the hacker of that game.
And I heard a creepy pixelated laugh that sounded an awful lot like Klefka guy from Final Fantasy before cutting to black.
Kafka, really? There's another lawsuit. Using Kafka's laugh?
Oh no, is that laugh even creepy? Rasa, shut up and pour.
Doesn't stand, I just finished up this bottle. I'm now moved on to bottle number 2.
Oh, great. The screen stayed black for about 10 seconds or more. Then it showed the typical level title, except for the symbolistic shapes were different shades of red, and the text only showed Hill Act 1. The screen faded in, and the level title vanished, revealing Tails in the Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1. The music was different, though. It sounded like a peaceful melody in reverse. Anyway, I started playing and had Tails start running like he would any other of the classic Sonic games. What was odd was Tails was running along the level. There was nothing but flat ground and a few trees for 5 minutes. That was when the peaceful music started to lower down into slow, deep tones. Very slowly. As I kept going.
Everything's going all slow.
I suddenly saw something. I stopped to see what it was. It was one of the animals lying dead on the ground bleeding. That's when the music started to slow down. Tails had a shocked and saddened look on his face that I had never saw him have before. And I had him move along. He kept looking worried. He kept that worried look on his face. As he kept moving, I saw more dead animals, and as Tails moved past them, looking more and more worried. As the music lowers and he moves past the dead animals, I was shocked to see how they all died. They looked like someone killed them in rather gruesome ways. A squirrel hanging on a tree. No.
That is some really good pixel art if you could do that.
With what appeared to be his entrails hanging out. A bunny had all 4 of his limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out and his throat slit.
Talk about where's that rabbit's luck? Oh Lord, I'm getting 3 sheets into the wind.
I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre, and apparently so did Tails.
It's a video game. Play Gears of War. Play Duke Nukem. Play a game that actually has some gruesome violence, and we'll talk to you. You should be sick. The only one who's sick right now is me.
Excuse me.
Now give me a second.
A few more seconds, and there were no more animals, and the music seemed to have stopped. I still kept Tails to continue. After a minute passed, the music stopped. Tails was running up a hill and then stopped. It wasn't until I saw Sonic. I saw why. Sonic was there on the other side of the screen with his back against Tails, with his eyes closed. Tails looked happy to see Sonic, but then his smile faltered, obviously knowing that Sonic wasn't responding to him, if not acting as if he was totally oblivious of Tails' presence.
Like how I'm feeling right now.
Tails slowly walked towards Sonic, and I noticed that I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make him move. So this had to have been a cutscene.
There were cutscenes back in the old Sega games. So I'll ignore that shot.
Excuse me. Suddenly, I had begun to have a growling feel of dread as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. I felt that Tails was in danger and something bad was going to happen to him. I heard a faint static growling louder as Tails was but inches away from Sonic and stopped and struck his hand out to touch him.
So what? Why is he afraid to touch his friend now? Aren't those two like the equivalency of a brother attitude? Why would he be afraid of that? It would be like me afraid to touch him. Then again, I'm hammered.
You touch me, I break your hand.
I don't want to be sober and wondering what happened.
Exactly. The foreboding feeling in my gut was getting stronger, and I felt the urge to tell Tails, get away from Sonic, as the static grew louder.
It's a video game. You can't tell them what to do unless it has a microphone. If it's C-Man, that would make sense. I would tell that, if you didn't have a microphone to talk to him, I would tell Sonic to go eat what is invisible. Never mind.
Due to censorship, we're not allowed to say.
No, due to the fact I'm drunk as hell, I don't want to finish it.
I'm going with censorship, so shut up, Rasa.
Shut up, you sobered idiot.
Excuse me. Suddenly, in a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open, and they were black with those red glowing dots, just like the title image. Though there wasn't a smile. When that happened, the screen turned black and the static was off. It stayed black for about 7 seconds. Then, white text appeared, forming a message saying, "Hello, do you want to play with me?"
Take a shot.
At this point, I was creeped out. I didn't want to continue with the game, but my curiosity got the best of me, and I was taken to a different level with the level title now saying hide and seek.
Really? I'm counting this as a double because this is double the capacity. Give me a
I shall
second.
wait. This time, the Angel Island level from Sonic 3. And it looked like everything was on fire. Tails looked as though he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made frantic gestures to me as if he wanted me to get out of this area. And he was in as fast as possible. Can you quit moving your hands?
What? I'm doing what Tails is doing. Frantically screaming, get away! Stop playing this shitty game!
I started to get freaked out by this. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall, trying to tell me to get him out of there. So I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could. It made him run as fast as he could. A pixelated version of that creepy theme when you just meet Shadow at the arc as Robotnik from Sonic Adventures 2 was playing.
Wait. I may be hammered right now, but even I know that when you play Sonic in the classic versions, a down button just curls you up in a ball. Caught you!
May I continue?
Yes.
Was playing as I made Tails trek through the desolate forest, trying to make him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. Suddenly, I heard that creepy laugh again, that awful Klefki laugh. Right after 10 seconds have passed, as I helped Tails run through the forest. Then I started to see flashes of Sonic popping everywhere on the screen. Again, with those black and red eyes. The music changed to that suspenseful, drowning jingle as I see Sonic behind Tails slowly gaining up on him, flying. Sonic wasn't running, he was actually flying. The flying pose his sprite was making looked very similar to Metal Sonic's flying pose in Sonic CD, except it was just Sonic, and he had the black and red eyes again.
I can fly! And also Slenderman called. He said, stop teleporting or he'll file a lawsuit on your ass.
Only this time, he had looked more deranged looking grin on his face. He looked as though he was enjoying the torment he was giving to the poor little fox as he gained up on him. I'm gonna get you euthanized.
You gotta have a reason to euthanize my ass.
Suddenly, when Tails tripped, another cutscene. The music stopped and Sonic vanished. Tails laid there and crying for a whole 15 seconds. The scene was rather upsetting to watch, and I kind of teared up myself.
Literally, or is this the douchebag?
This is a douchebag.
Yeah, I would have questioned that. During moment, I gotta take a shot for the tripping.
But then Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked up in horror. Blood started to come down those blackened eyes of Sonic's.
How can you tell? It's pixelated!
Excuse me. As a grin slowly grew from his face, as he looked down at the horrified fox, I could do nothing but watch. Just in a second.
You could turn off the game, that could help.
Sonic lunged at Tails right before the screen went black. There was a loud screeching noise that only lasted for 5 seconds. The text returned, only this time it said, "You're too slow. Want to try again?" And that awful That god-awful laugh came with it. I was so shocked when that had happened.
And that's when you turn off the game, because that's when you know you ain't gonna win.
Did Sonic murder Tails? No, he couldn't have.
Yes, he has.
He and Tails were supposed to be best friends, right?
And I'm
Why
out
did
of...
Sonic do that to him?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am out of sake. I am not going to get more. I'm just gonna go with what I am. Sorry, everyone.
I shook the shock off as I was brought back to the character select. The save file had Tails. That had Tails was different. Tails was no longer in the box, but in the TV screen itself.
The hell? Wait, how is he in the TV screen? I thought it was on a computer. When did the computer connect with the TV? Unless this is unless you got a flat screen TV.
Can I continue?
Keep going, I'm questioning the logic. Then again, I'm hammered.
Which was flickering with red static. Tails' expression scared me. His eyes were black and bleeding, and his fur had gone black. And he had an expression of anguish on his face, trying to ignore it. I picked Knuckles next.
Shot! I wish I had more alcohol, and I'm not going out to get more. Shot, shot, shot!
The laugh came back again, and the screen cut to black. And stayed there for another 10 seconds. This time the level said, "You can't run."
No, but I can turn off the screen and throw you out the window. You want to really fight with me, you stupid hedgehog?
I was really freaked out now, but I really couldn't tell if this was a glitch or a hack or some kind of sick, twisted joke or anything, really.
It's a hack game, you douchebag. Keep going.
But despite my fear of what happened next, I kept playing. The next level looked much different. It had the ground of the scrap brain zone.
I don't know the Sonic level, so I'm not going to make a comment.
But the sky background looked like the main menu. It was dark reddish, cloudy skies. But it was the music that creeped me out the most. It sounded like Gygas's theme, right after you beat Pokey and Earthbound.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tavula with Tavula, Dolman, and BV. I am here to sue the Sega company for stealing Nintendo's music.
I also noticed that Knuckles looked afraid just like Tails did, though not as much. Rather, he looked a little unnerved. He broke the fourth wall just like Tails, and he looked as if he wasn't sure about going on, but I made him move anyway.
You are an asshole! In both story and reality.
He ran down the straight path in this dark level. He did so. The screen started to flicker with red static, and a couple times...
Shot, 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 shot.
And then the maddening laugh came again. We don't need any lawsuits. Then, after a few seconds of running, I noticed several blood stains on the metallic ground. I felt a growing sense of fear again. Something horrible is going to happen to Knuckles.
It's called turn off the game. Knuckles will be fine, you douche.
He looked nauseated, walking down the blood-stained road.
So
but
I
still kept him going.
That's why. Yeah, I'm nauseated too, but I have a reason. What's yours? Blood. Unless you're the type of person who faints in the sight of blood.
Suddenly, as Knuckles ran, Sonic appeared right in front of him with those black eyes and red.
And he
fucking red eyes.
And he said, "I'm gonna rape your ass."
Then the red static appeared again. The static vanished, showing nothing but black in the screen, with text saying, "Found you." I was scared. Sonic found Knuckles already.
Turn off the game then if you're scared.
What was going on? Anyway, red static came again, and then it went back to the level. No. Knuckles looked as if he was panicking, and Sonic was nowhere to be found. At this time, a high-pitched squealing from Silent Hill's 1's final boss was playing?
What's Silent Hill a PlayStation game? What is a PlayStation doing to the Sega? Like I state, I'm the lawyer for Tabula, Dolman, and BB. I am here to sue you, EXE, for copyright infringement.
Was this some kind of boss battle with Sonic? I hope to God it wasn't, honestly. Suddenly, Sonic appeared right behind Knuckles.
If it is, just jump on his bloody head. There you go, you win.
Excuse me. And what appeared to be pixelated black smoke. I made Knuckles run. Well, I made Knuckles turn and then punch Sonic, but Sonic vanished in the black pixelated smoke before I could even land a hit.
Wait a minute, Knuckles was able to punch in the original Sonic games? I thought he was able to punch in the adventure games. If he can't punch in the original, I'll take back this comment.
That terrible laugh went again. The Sonic appeared behind Knuckles again, and I made him punch again, and Sonic vanished again, laughing. Knuckles was panicking even more, even I felt like I was going crazy. Sonic was practically playing with us, and he was playing a sick, twisted little mind game with me and Knuckles.
That's when you turn off the game and then break it in half. That's when you know you beat the Sonic. Break the game in half, melt it, shoot it, throw it out the window, feed it to a pet dog or something.
This is getting so creepy, I'm half tempted to pass it to Drunky here.
Really? You're gonna call me drunky? Just keep hurting, you douche.
Excuse me. Another cutscene as Knuckles fell to his knees and clutching his head, sobbing. I feel his agony. Sonic was actually driving us both crazy. How the...
Bravo! Well, on the window breaks. It is the east. And Sonic is full of crap.
And then a split second, Sonic lunged at Knuckles and the screen went black and another distorted screeching noise that lasted for at least 3 seconds. Another... Are you done so I can finish?
Go, keep going.
Another text message appeared. So many souls to play with, so little time, would you agree?
When did Sonic become a complete jerk? Like it's,
What the hell? Just what is going on? I was starting to think Sonic was actually trying to talk to me through the game, but I was scared to think that.
That's when you turn off the game and destroy it. Yeah,
I was brought back to the title menu. This time, the second file had Knuckles in the TV screen. His red fur was darkened to reddish gray. His dreadlocks dripping with blood. His eyes were black and bleeding too.
He took him out using these.
And he had a look of sadness on his face. As I began to think these actual characters were trapped in those TV screens on the save files.
Hey, I'll be sad
I
too.
couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it.
Hey, I'll be sad too if I'm stuck on this stupid story.
I feel bad for this man.
Who, Knuckles, Tails, the creator, or me?
So, Rasa.
Oh.
BV, why did you do this to him?
I don't think he wants to answer. I think he's ashamed that I'm doing this.
So I shut off the game and took a break. About damn time.
This is the part where you're supposed to turn off the game and destroy it, you moron. You have the option. You're not bound if you literally just turned it off. It ain't gonna kill you. Just get going.
I took a nap. Wish I hadn't, because Sorry, this story is really starting to bore me.
Told you. Why do you think I had to drink?
Then began to have the most disturbing nightmare. Pansy-ass motherfucker.
Shot.
We don't need a copyright.
As long as I just say it quickly, it's safe.
If we get a strike, it's your fault.
Worth it.
I was in pitch black darkness, though I was under the light given off by a lamp that above my head. Thank you. I could hear the cries of Knuckles and Tails nearby. They were saying stuff like, "Help us," and "Why did you give us to him?"
Question. How does he know what they sound like? They didn't speak of the pixelated version.
And run away before he gets you too.
Shot.
Then their cries died out as I heard Sonic laugh. His laugh, it sounded a lot like the distorted clef.
Kafka. Kafka.
You're a lot to play with, kid, just like your friend Kyle, but he didn't last long.
Shot.
I was scared and looking around for the source of the voice. Won't be long until you join him now, and all of my friends.
I'm Rasa with Rasa, Dolman, and BV. I am here to sue you, Sonic, for copyright infringement on behalf of Freddy Cougar.
I saw him walking towards me, flickering in and out in several directions. You can't run, kid. You're in my world now, just like the others.
And Slenderman. I'm supporting both
Freddy Cougar and Slenderman. I'll see you at court. After I get this remaining alcohol off my arm.
When he grabbed me, I saw his bleeding black and red eyes, grinning face. I woke up in a fright. If you want to smile, sit up.
I don't want it. Too much work.
Where's BV when we need him?
He said he was getting the next movie ready for me to talk about.
Give me a minute. After a couple hours, I decided to continue playing the game.
Moron!
Dumbass! I don't know why, but I had to know. I had to figure out why this was happening.
Because you played the game, you complete wanker!
So I turned on the computer, turned on the game, and selected Robotnik next.
Great. This story is so bad, I'm switching to British drunk. Show me the way to go, everybody. I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Excuse me.
I can't say just the women. There's no women here.
I still thought that was wacky, playing as Robotnik. But anyway, the level title appeared again. This time it said, which I really found freaky. It was ... By the way.
Shot.
It was some kind of hallway. Really didn't look like it was from any of the classic Sonic games, though it had the pixelated, so...
This is how bad it is. I'm out of alcohol and he's tired out.
The floor was shiny and checkered. When the hell did we start playing checkers?
I thought it was chest. What color were they?
Shiny and checkered.
Never mind, I don't know anymore.
Either or will work.
Fine, I'll flip the table. We win, Sonic.
The walls were a dark grayish purple with animated candlelight and a few dark bloodstains here and there.
When did we get to Castlevania?
We sue you!
I'm Rasa with Tabula, Dolman, and BV. We're here to sue you on the behalf of Castlevania. Never mind, F-Konami.
There was a dark red curtain hanging above the top part of the screen.
So it's a combo wall.
Excuse me. Every 12 seconds or so, that red curtain sways very slowly. But whenever you're playing the game, you can barely see it move.
And how do you know?
The music was oddly pleasant, a piano playing.
Dun, dun, dun,
Sad,
dun,
yet
dun.
peaceful song, but I knew better. This was the song that played in Hill Act 1. Only it wasn't in reverse.
Who's the troll here, the story or the writer? Because this is trolling.
Robotnik didn't look entirely nervous like Tails and Knuckles did. But he did have a suspicious look on his face, as if just a bit paranoid.
I'll be paranoid too if I just noticed that Knuckles and Tails got murdered and yet Sonic is nowhere to be found.
Excuse me. He did a little animation when I just left him standing. He turned his head to the left and to the right at least twice, and then he shrugs at me.
Dun, 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 and then he walked.
As if he has no idea where he was or what is going on. Even though I was scared out of my mind, what was going to happen? I had Robotnik continue onward. He did his usual running animation,
And
when you've beaten him at the end of the classic Sonic games.
And also you can make a moonwalk.
I apologize, my sinuses are draining.
Uh,
I do not apologize for Junkie over here.
blow it out your bloody ass.
As we continued going through the hallway, then I saw a long flight of stairs leading downward. Now I was nervous. Even Robotnik seemed unsure of himself, though I pressed on.
He's a pixelated character. He doesn't have a mind of his own. You are controlling the mind.
Shut up, Rasa.
Keep going.
As I led Robotnik down the stairs, I noticed that the walls have gotten darker and more reddish.
This is what you get for not paying the light bill.
The red torches were now an eerie blue. Then we landed on another hallway. This was longer than the last one, or at least it felt like it. Then
How many bloody hallways are there?
Then we headed down another flight of stairs. This one was much longer.
And then we seen the
Took at
creepy
least,
twins from The
like,
Shiny.
1 full minute.
Come
Then,
play with us, Robotnik. Come play with us.
and then I heard that horrid Klefka laugh again.
Oh, 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 oh.
And then the music slowly faded until it was quiet. As it did, the walls turned more dark red, and the torches were a black flame now. When Robotnik landed on the third hallway, I noticed he now looked really creeped out, though he was trying to hide it. I don't blame him. I was scared too. Pansy ass.
Turn off the game.
Be smart.
Very smart. Very smart.
Be smart.
Base mat.
Be smart.
Be smart.
Duh.
Well, the writer should learn that lesson.
Suddenly, Sonic popped right in front of Robotnik, the same way he did Knuckles. And then, the red static lasted for about 15 seconds, and then it showed me an most unpleasant image.
You mean this?
No, I think it's much, much worse.
Wait, it's a picture of my ass?
Nobody wants to see that. The image showed a hyper-realistic of Sonic standing in the darkness, where you can only see his face,
Wait,
while his head and torso faded into black.
so he's being consumed by the darkness?
When I say hyper-realistic, I mean like he looked so real that you could actually see the lines in his blue fur. And
Creepy.
if you could actually feel the fur, as if you touched the screen.
Hey man, this is the part where you're supposed to scream, kill it with fire, activate a trap, and light his ass up. But I forgot, this is a kid's game.
His face, oh god! He had the most horrifying smile I had ever seen. And that's saying something, considering I saw that image at the start of the game.
What about this file?
Rasa, go home. You're drunk.
I am home.
Go to bed.
No, I gotta finish this.
His eyes were wide and black, once again crying blood, which also looked hyper-realistic.
Because his eyes got plugged up by thumbs.
And then there were two small glowing red dots in those black eyes staring right at me.
Easy, it's me using a laser pointer. I'm blinding Sonic. Run, you morons, run! Or take out the game.
No, excuse me. I apologize for me burping so much. I think I'm catching his drunkenness.
Drunkenness can't be cut through physical contact.
Staring right at me, as if staring right into my mind. His grin was wide and demonic. How is a grin demonic?
Like this?
I'm telling Mom.
How dare you? How dare you?
It literally stretched to the sides of his face like Cheshire Cat, except Sonic had fangs, very sharp fangs, much like the werehog's teeth, except more vicious looking, somewhat yellowish, and from the look of it, he had stains of blood and small bits of flesh on his lips and
So he's
fangs, as if he ate some animal.
So he's a cannibal. And there goes. So Sonic's a cannibal now. We knew this was gonna happen. That's why we must kill him. Oh, I claim first dibs on the rib cage.
Can I fry him up?
That's why I call him Gibbs on the ribs. Gabe Reading.
I stared at that gruesome image for a good 30 seconds, never taking my eyes off of it, as if I felt he was actually looking at me, smiling at me. That face, it just took 10 seconds for it to etch itself into my brain for good. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not hold any responsibility for nightmares that you may have for seeing Rasa smile.
I'm a giddy drunk.
Then, the screen flickered with red static again 3 times, and on the 3rd time I heard Klefka's laugh, except this time it sounded distorted, demonic. Fudgy. It went back to the image, except this time there was a text. No, it was messed up. It was pretty much the most horrifying things I looked at since I had this game.
I am good. You are a narcissist. You are not God. You've fallen from your graces. Mario's a more of a god than you will ever be, you blue narcissistic hedgehog. You are nothing more than a class clown who's lost his funniness.
Are you done?
And I think this is a representation of what the writer wanted to feel like in his life, knowing that he will never reach the graces of the goodness. I think my IQ increased while drunk. I just farted.
Ew.
Keep going.
No, it smells like something died in here.
I think that was the imagination.
It was when I read that message while looking at Sonic when it hit me. I realized right there and then, this Sonic was a monster, a pure evil, sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demented monster. All his victims, including Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik, and possibly Kyle, are just his little toys.
Drama! Drama!
The game is the very gateway into its chaotic, nightmarish world,
Where did this come from?
and the very hell his victims are trapped in.
Wait, we're trapped in hell! Holy crap, we're working for Disney!
Bada bing!
No, Disney let you go. We're working for Fox?
What the hell are you talking about? Disney won't let us go.
Yeah, they will once you turn 18.
No, they'll still keep us.
Still, Fox is people are... You didn't know you're arguing with a drunk guy? Who's more the idiot?
Shut up and go vomit.
Don't have to yet. Fine.
Suddenly,
I got up. I'm still drunk, but I'm still...
in an actual split second, Sonic... I screamed as Sonic lunged at the screen, screeching loudly.
And then he did this. He hit the screen like an idiot.
Yeah. Lunged at the screen, screeching loudly with his mouth wide open to an unnatural length, revealing nothing but a literal smiling abyss of pure darkness.
Like this.
Before the red static came again. This was much louder and distorted so loud that it hurt my ears. I yelled and grabbed my ears as the red static screeched for a good 7 seconds.
That's when you turn off the speaker and turn off your computer, you dunce.
So wait, you're looking into what's considered my soul?
I have no clue. I'm just stating, turn off the computer, you wanker.
I'm gonna say one thing, you're in the lighting.
Please go towards the light. You're right.
Yeah, seriously, don't.
Keep reading.
We've broken enough equipment. Then it stopped and showed nothing but a black screen. I sat there staring at the black screen. One last text came up. Ready for round 2, Tom?
I'm ready to fight you! You, me, downtown, 5 minutes! I'm ready to box your ass off, Sonic!
And sadly, Sonic will win.
No, I like grappling before he tries to stick his spinals up my ass!
Dude, you're drunk. He's sober. He's fast. You're slow.
And I'll vomit on him before I die!
You'll probably vomit as soon as he punches you.
That's the point. I'm making sure before I die he gets covered in vomit.
The cliff collapsed. Now, sounded more clear, as if Sonic was right behind me. Play again 3 times as I looked in the text in shock and confusion. Then I got booted back to the main screen, and this time the third save file had a TV image of Robotnik in the same tormented state as Tails and Knuckles. Robotnik's skin turned a dull gray, his mustache drooped and had blackened, his glasses broke, and blood was coming from them.
Well, the Sonic AM group should be happy. He's dead. That means their rainforest is served.
And he had a mere dead-like expression on his face. I looked at Tails, Sonic, and Robotnik. I cried a bit.
Wait, Sonic? I thought it was Knuckles.
Oh, Knuckles, sorry.
I'm about to say, when did Sonic die?
He died.
The moment this story was created.
Bada bing! Anyway.
It's funnier, it's sadder, I make more funnier jokes drunk.
I pitied them for the agony they were going through. They were forever trapped within the game, forever tormented by that horrid hedgehog, and always will be.
Edit Pixels video game, just reset the file, they're perfectly fine.
Then the computer shut itself off. Kind of like my DS.
Took your ass long enough, computer, you should have done it before the game started. I would have committed seppuku.
I couldn't turn it back on, no matter what I did, I sat there for maybe 25 seconds, horrid at just what happened. Sonic,
My
the very...
computer! Sorry.
Sonic is the very embodiment of evil. He tortures people who play his games in more ways than one. They need to...
Yeah, look at Sonic Boom's the example of that torturing.
And then, when he gets bored, he drags you into the game. Literally drags you to hell. Where he can play with you always as his toy. I can't get the game out of my computer. I think it's stuck, but I managed to turn it back on. Now, as I sat there for 25 seconds, I heard a voice right behind me, just like a whisper. Trying to keep this interesting for me, Tom.
Ladies and gentlemen, throw the computer out the window.
Then I turned to see where the voice came from. And what I saw made me scream. Sitting on my bed staring right at me was a Sonic plushie smiling with blood stains under his eyes.
Wait, a plushie?
Yeah.
Stuffed animal? I can take it! It's a stuffed animal! I thought it was gonna be like something like Sonic. I can take that plushie down! Give me some scissors, I'll cut its head off! Still, no, just take the computer and smash the plushie! Release the...
You won't do any damage to the plushie, dude.
You can burn it!
How are you gonna burn it with a computer?
Easy, first you smash it with a computer, then you just pour water on it.
I won't cause a fire, dude.
It will cause a short circuit, it'll cause a house fire.
It's dangerous to your health.
That thing's gonna kill you. Yeah, I'd rather burn my house down to make sure it's dead.
This story is completely and utter bullshit. I want my time back from this video.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings still owes me time, so this is different. This ain't bad.
I seriously want my time back. I am suing BV for making me review this.
Good luck trying to put him in court. You gotta locate it. He has to be physically there to sue his ass.
Then I will drag you.
You ain't getting paid, so you're getting Saki, you sue. You ain't getting any money out of this job.
Thanks for reminding me that I'm unpaid.
Welcome to my life.
Anyway, this has been Dolman, and this is Drunk Rasa.
We didn't give it a rating. I didn't rate the story. I give this rating out of the pasta group. I give it a homemade. It could have been more scarier, but it seems so cliched in every single category. Our creator's a narcissist who doesn't just do what his friends wishes for him to do. All he does is want to play the game and enjoyment, and all he gets is some stupid character torturing him. Kyle could have been a dick and just been hiding in the friggin' room placing the plushie down there.
Again, this has been Dolman. This is Drunk Rasa.
Shut up.
Goodbye.
Bye!